Where's the MazdaSpeed Miata? It makes no sense why we haven't got one, and Mazda really should be looking into this. Let's just get in with setting the stage. The Miata is the world's best-selling sports car in the world. It's the world's best-selling sports car in the world. That's not really worded right. Oh well. It's got great handling. It's great fun. It's a two-door convertible. It's a great car, but it is slow.
I can't do this, dude. How much horsepower is this thing at?
It's 140, I think.
100. That rounds down to 100 horsepower.
Dude,
you got me out here reviewing a 100 horsepower car. That's bullshit. I'm sick of it.
Dude, just do the review, okay?
I mean, don't get me wrong, the new ones are nifty, but people still see it as being slow. Now, we need to appreciate this, right? With every sports car, no matter what it is, manufacturers want to make them better. They really do. But they can't, since their sports cars don't sell well. They can't just keep dumping heaps of money into a car that doesn't make lots of money, because they can't sell a lot of them. But then, there's the Miata. It's the best-selling sports car in the world, and it's the only sports car that Mazda currently makes. I am 199% sure that Mazda can spend just a little bit of money on it, especially if you can predict that sales are gotta increase so much as if they would if there was a MazdaSpeed Miata. Just think about it, right? The main reason that people don't buy a Miata is because of the lack of speed. Everything else is great. It handles well, it's JDM, it looks so good, it's a nice two-door convertible. It's got a nice interior and it's heaps of fun. Fixing the one main issue would increase the sales heaps.
Am I wrong?
Especially when you look at the car scene nowadays. In the modern car community, if Mazda you don't know, speed is basically the most important aspect that anyone cares about. Basically, all most people want is the fastest car. That way, everyone is obsessed with modifying their car for more power. That's why we've seen in this past decade, the amount of, very high horsepower builds has just skyrocketed. In this climate, all most people want is a fast car. So, when people are dropping 30, 40, even 50 grand on a new sports car, they want something that is fast. And that's just where they don't buy the Miata, because it isn't fast. But we can fix it. Boy oh boy, we can fix it. Picture this, right? You've got the Miata, a car that handles superbly. It looks gorgeous. It's got a great interior. It's lightweight. It's great on track. And then you add MazdaSpeed to it. Give it a bunch of power. And it's fast. What's not to like about that? Basically, if it is affordable, which it will, it's not going to be a 70 grand car. It is going to be basically the best sports car. It is everything everyone wants. And I can basically guarantee that these would sell like hotcakes. But if that is to come true, we need to know how. Honestly, I just think just slap a turb ski on the ND2 2-litre engine. People modifying them aftermarket have been saying they run good with, 250 wheel horsepower. That's nearly 300 horsepower at the crank in a car that weighs 1,050 kgs. And with that, you'd only need 260 crank horsepower to have the same power to weight ratio as BMW M2. Hell, if they did 285 crank horsepower, that's the power to weight ratio of a BMW M3. Like, I can't even imagine how fun a MazdaSpeed Miata, even with 260 horsepower, would be. And surely just chuck it, a twin scroll turbo, it's gonna give you less lag. And people that have been boosting these ND2 Miatas have basically got no lag with that. But I know, a lot of people saying, why not supercharge it? It makes sense, right? Then there's no lag at all, very natural. But with these in particular, there is a lot of parasitic loss. What does that mean exactly? So basically, we all know a supercharger. It is spun by the engine spinning because it's connected to the pulleys and all that. So because there's extra drag on the engine, it loses horsepower. In short, it costs horsepower from the engine to make horsepower from the supercharger because the engines run less efficiently. So that's why if you have 5 pounds of boost on a turb ski, it will make more power than 5 pounds on a similar sized supercharger. That means you need more boost to run more power with the supercharger. And with the high compression engine, it's not a good idea. Plus, people have been getting virtually no lag with the twin scroll turbo, so why not? Though, I know, Mazda probably won't just want to slap a turbo on the side and call it a day. You know, they might want to give, an upgraded clutch. Perhaps, bearings or rods or something. Perhaps pistons. So for 260 crank horsepower, you don't need to. But I'm sure that they'll want to do that. Now, I know a lot of you people will just be saying, oh, wait a minute, there's just put the 2.5 litre turbocharged engine in it. The same one that's in the brand new Mazda 3 Turbo. It puts out 250 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque. Perhaps tune it for more power, less torque? I wouldn't do that. Let me explain, right? So basically, there's the ND Miata, then they did the revised Miata, which is called the ND2. The ND1 is the first version of the ND Miata. And when they're making it, they made this amazing 1.5 litre engine that really focuses on making it charismatic and fun to use, one that feels really good to use. They really focused on the intake and exhaust ports to make it flow really well, as well as intake and exhaust manifolds that flow really well. They had lighter pistons, lighter rods and all that. It was great and the engine felt good. But then Mazda USA said, no, we need more power, baby.
More power, baby!
And Mazda didn't have the time to get more power in a nice way like that. So they just yeeted the Mazda 3 2-litre and put it on the Miata to create the 2-litre ND1 Miata. And that's why people say the ND1 2-litre is so much worse than the ND2 2-litre or the ND1 1.5. Because the ND2 2-litre engine got all the fancy work, lightweight pistons and all that. That's just why it feels so much better. And that is why I think the 2.5 would be bad. It's just not a fun engine, it won't feel alive. And that's exactly what people say about the Mazda 3 Turbo engine. It doesn't feel alive. And that's what you want especially in a Miata. Perhaps Mazda will go along and they'll put some, different shocks and springs on it to make it lower and stiffer, get out some of that body roll, some perhaps performance brake pads and discs, maybe stiffer bushes in the suspension and muffler delete. The EU probably won't like that. Yeah, some rider-wear wheels, fatter tires. And then let's talk about what we would have. What would this car be? So if we had 270 crank horsepower in a car that weighs 1,100 kgs, that is the same power to weight ratio as a BMW M2. 0 to 100? It's probably got to be in that low 4-second range. Track times, I'd say they'd be decently faster than the M2. The Miata's on a dedicated platform, it's lighter, it would handle better. And pricing, easily 42k US dollars. That's 12 grand more than a normal Miata, which sounds like a lot more, but it still undercuts the M2 and the Supra by a long shot. For a car with better performance, and more fun to drive, and it's cheaper. They will sell very well. This car handles very well, it's so playful, it's fast, and it's so much fun to drive. But I can't even imagine how fun it would be. It looks really good, it's Japanese, it's got a good interior, it's a convertible, it's small. What's not to like? Like I said before, the reason people don't buy Miata is because it's slow. This solves the only main issue that people see with this car, and sales are going to skyrocket, setting the world's best-selling sports car to be the world's even better, more sales sports car thing. Yep. That's why we need the MazdaSpeed Miata. Why aren't you making it yet, Mazda? It would be insane. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Surely hit a like or subscribe or something. Goodbye.